Hi, this is Kelly.
And Kim.
Welcome to The Skinny. So yesterday at the Weight Watcher scale, I was not happy. I was happy I lost weight because I did. Had a wonderful week, tracked every day. I lost 0.4. I had 24 plus weeklies left. And I was just like 0.4. And then compound my misery with,
I lost 3.2, which was really
what
excited
is
about.
happening?
I was really excited about. So that's a big yay and a good start off to the year.
I was super unhappy, super cranky, but at the same time, I left the meeting, I had to let it go. But the reality is, it's like there's proof that two people who are identical, who had an identical week of food, and both tracked, both did the same things, water, etc. No one moved more than the other. And then that is the result. That's kind of proof that no matter what, our bodies are different. And at this point, I just have to hope it shows up on the scale next week.
And then, catches up. I think it'll just catch up.
Yeah. So, but at the same time, I was not happy. I was a little cranky. So, but moving along. So we're going to talk about some kind of like what it's like to start your journey on this weight loss.
With the new year, we get a lot of people asking about how to kind of really kick everything off or kind of restart if you really need to restart, because obviously we've all been kind of on some of us including ourselves, on a hiatus for the holidays.
Yeah.
So,
and then there are people who are just new to Weight Watchers at this time of year and they're overwhelmed by it.
So starting off, there's just a list of things I think everybody needs to be cognizant of when they're really beginning. And the first one is number one,
and I put these two together because I think they go hand in hand, which is tracking.
Well, not necessarily. There are people who do not do the other.
We'll have to agree to disagree,
yes,
because I think to be successful.
Well, I'm sure there are successful people out there who don't necessarily do that.
Okay, then I'll just say tracking. How about that?
Tracking, which everyone I think should do to be successful.
Absolutely.
But
it's numero uno.
Are there people out there who've said they have been successful without tracking? I'm sure there are.
But
I'm not one of those.
On an average, I would hazard to guess more people are successful when they track.
Absolutely. I'm going to skip around the next one because I think it's one we're going to focus somewhat on today.
But still say number 2.
Is meal planning.
Yes.
And we've, people have asked how we meal plan. So we'll kind of give you
an idea
of how we do it. Everybody's going to do it differently. Some people aren't going to do it at all. Some people are just fly by the seat of their pants. And you've got to do what works for you.
You do. But I'm going to be one of those proponents of, we're going to play the yin and the yang. I think that if you track and meal plan in tandem, they're both, I think, equally important.
Oh, I do too.
I think you will be more successful.
I do too. But, like with the coming up next, one of the next ones, like exercise. Hate it. I have been successful without it. And there are people who are like, oh, I can't imagine I would have been successful if I hadn't exercised. So everybody's going to have a different take on it.
Yeah. But it's not like you don't move. You don't make efforts.
But I don't go to the gym.
Yes.
And I don't go out and do cardio. But there are people who will say that the secret of their success has been that.
Absolutely.
So, we're all going to have...
We're going to be different.
You're all going to be different. You're going to have to play to your strengths. Mm-hmm. And if your strength is not exercising, ain't mine.
Yeah.
So I have to rely on the other things.
Right. Another thing that's super key is meetings. Even if you don't go to meetings and you do it online, find a way to have a meeting, whether it's going on YouTube and chat, listening to somebody like us or somebody else. Mm-hmm. Maybe that can be your meeting. But I think meetings and I should say /support. It's all the same thing.
Yes.
Whether you're getting it on Weight Watchers Connect or you're getting it on Instagram. It's finding support of this community.
Or even
I think
somebody
is huge.
you work with.
Sure.
I get support with people I work with. I get support from my friends. You're going to find it in a lot of different places. So
that's important.
Find it where you can.
Yes.
Another one is water. I think that's a big one for everyone. And there are people who have always hated it, and I found ways to make it work, and I have a pretty good water relationship right now.
Absolutely. We both do, I would say.
You've got to figure it out.
Yes.
And it
after
may
a
take
lot
some
of
time.
years, maybe we'll give them tips about how we finally figured it out for us. It took years.
You gotta figure it out in some way, somehow.
Years.
So like I said, those are the things. If you take those 5 things, play to your strengths on those 5 things, you're already going and know your strengths on those 5 things.
Yeah.
And not attempt all of them sometimes at the same time.
Like maybe if you're a really crappy tracker, be a great meal planner and just be cognizant of those SPs and your points and knowing what they are if you're not tracking, and just still be aware.
Yeah.
If you're really crappy at water, then maybe you want to move more. It's just try to take as many of these things together and try to work on them, and you can't be A+ at all of them at one time, especially if you're brand new.
No,
because
don't overwhelm yourself.
Don't overwhelm yourself, and that's what we're going to talk next about.
I think if you commit to tracking, and that's really kind of, it's not, all of us can track.
As a new member, I think is what we're speaking to.
You can track. I mean, everybody can track.
Yeah.
That's easy to do. You've got the app or you've got a piece of paper. However you're going to do it, tracking's easy.
Yeah.
Thank God. That's a lovely, lovely thing.
Yeah.
So if you commit to that, and I think meal planning, if you're new or if you're just getting back, are really good ways to kind of either A, get back on track if you've been off, or 2, to really kick off.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying meal plan in like you're making elaborate meals, don't make it
You're spending
difficult.
all day Sunday stacking up the Tupperware.
Because that may become you 6 months from now.
Right.
But don't overwhelm yourself now if you can avoid it.
If you're feeling like really like, I
This
don't
is a
know if I
lot.
can do this. This is a lot. Really concentrating on tracking and planning about thinking and planning what you want to eat and how you're going to fit it in your day. And you don't have to do all that at once. You don't have to go, I have to go to the gym hardcore 5 days a week. Take it a step at a time. Concentrate on tracking and meal planning initially. Get that under your belt.
And I think if you can take, and make it fun. One of the things I did, I remember doing early on, I remember both of us doing this, going to the Kroger with the scanner.
Yep.
And just scanning foods and kind of getting ideas. Kelly had suggested something the other day. I'm like, you can go in and write all the foods down, or even star them once you scan them, star them in
Here's
your
my
thing.
big tip.
But I liked this one.
Take a thing of Post-its, yellow
the
Post-its.
little baby Post-its.
And a little pen, a Sharpie in your phone, in your camera phone. And like if you see something, you scan it, you like it, and you're like, well, I'm not ready to buy it yet. I'm just exploring. Put how many points it is on a Post-it, stick it on that, take a picture of it, and then pull the Post-it off. And you're going to have all these Post-its.
Yeah.
You're going to have 1 SP, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you
Just
have
keep
these
on going.
Post-its, and you just put them on the product, and you snap a picture and put it back on the shelf if you're not ready to really just...
And then buy the things you want.
Yes.
And the other ones, so at least you're aware they're there.
You're aware they're there and how many SPs they are, and you're like, okay, and then maybe you're flipping through them when you're meal planning.
You can create an album on your phone.
Yeah.
You can create, Weight Watchers food or WW food, and you can just put
food
all the
that's pointed.
and put all of those pictures in that folder
Yeah.
or that album.
Yeah.
So that you can go back to access it for future use.
Yeah, I thought about that for you guys because I didn't think about that for us.
No, we didn't think about it back then. I mean,
it's not like you can go in Kroger and put numbers on stuff and take
Yeah.
pictures and then not buy it.
yeah.
You know?
And obviously, when you get home, if you know you're getting it, just take it home. Take your Sharpie, put it on the box. Take a picture if you want to save it to your album. It's just it could become a shopping list for you.
Yeah.
Honestly, that album could become a great shopping list.
Or a reminder of the
And
products that, I
Yeah.
really wanted to try that.
And if there's stuff that you didn't like, just delete it.
Delete it out the phone. Yeah.
Easy.
So for us, it's like, take it slow in the respect that you're not trying all those 5 key things we talked about. I'm going to be an A+ superstar at all of them. If you're not overwhelmed and you're like, that's how I dive in and how I love to do things, go for it. But if you feel overwhelmed and you're like, this seems like so much, don't bite off more than you can chew and then give up.
Yeah.
Pick those things that you're really going to concentrate on, get that under your belt, feel like you know what you're doing, and then concentrate on the next one.
And, have fun with it. This just should be a fun, exciting, new part of your life if you're new.
Yeah.
And if you're just kind of re-engaging, it should be exciting to get back to it.
Yeah.
Just look at it as something as fun and kind of make it a project. We actually approached the whole thing as a project when we started.
Yes.
Because we are very project oriented.
Because it wasn't a lifestyle yet.
No, it was a project.
It was a project.
And that made it much easier for us
something.
to kind of go into it.
Yes.
And so you want to before we get to the kind of some meal planning,
Yes.
do you want to share about the commit, since that's something that a lot of people have asked about?
Let me do that last.
Okay.
First, we want to talk about, as we're approaching meal planning.
Yes.
Just as you're approaching that, let's just talk about that, because that's a big part of this whole thing. Think about how you eat. Like, when are you hungriest? When do you think you tend to, need more food. Like, just break down like your day. You got your points, and sit there and think, how would I break my points down? Like what we do, I will let Kim explain it. This is how we break our points down because this is how we eat.
We've got breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, and dessert. Okay, dessert's not going to be on everyone's list. It's on our list because we like dessert.
Yeah.
Every evening, that's what we like. That's how we roll. So if that's not for you, mark that off because you don't need that. If you're not a snacker, mark the snack off because you don't need it. You'd rather have a dessert. Do what you got to do to make it work for you. We typically, for breakfast, do a 2 to 4 point breakfast. We typically do a 4 to 8 point lunch, an 8 to 12 point dinner, 0 snacks. It's usually fruit during the day. And for dessert, we do 2 to 6, just depending on the day.
And these will all vary depending on, like, if we have a lighter lunch, we might have a heavier dinner. Or if we have a light lunch and a light dinner, we might have a heavier snack.
Yes.
Or a heavier dessert. All of that comes into play.
When I meal plan.
When are we hungry? So when are you most hungry? Like, I feel like I'm not really that hungry in the morning. I use a protein snack to keep me going.
I do a high protein breakfast.
Yes.
Even though it's 2 points, it's 30 grams of protein.
And I feel like I need that. So by the time I get to lunch, I'm not starving because I do a lighter lunch. And then I'm like, by the time dinner rolls around, I'm not starving because my lunch is still good. It's not super, super crazy late, but it's my lighter meal between dinner. Because some people flop, and occasionally we'll flop them.
Oh, yeah.
Like if we know we're going out to a restaurant at like maybe lunch and we're going to have like, we're meeting our friends for lunch, I might make my dinner points, my lunch points, and then I eat a lighter dinner. So those things, can all change up if you have events going on. I think you can be flexible. But at the same time, just in general, know how you like to eat.
And it may take you a couple weeks to figure out that breakdown.
Yeah.
Of where you fall in that range. It took me a while to really go, that's really where that's how we eat.
Yeah.
There will be people who that is totally different.
I was like,
Absolutely
I need a
skewed.
bigger dinner and I need me some dessert, And the dessert's not always sweet. It can be something that's like a chip. Or it just depends on
or yogurt or
whatever. I just know that I need something
rice
then.
cakes.
That's just me. But everybody's different.
Or
so
it's the little mini apple pie. I mean, there is a dessert. That's just what I like.
Yep.
That makes me happy.
So you figure out you,
and then, and like I said, it may take you a while to figure these out. But you could sit down and maybe go, really, when you start to meal plan, really, where do I want to put my points? So think of that.
Do I need a bigger? Do I need
think of
4 points at breakfast and maybe a little bit less at lunch and a little bit less?
But
at
if
dinner?
you really want to be held for breakfast, maybe start thinking, what are my high protein options for breakfast? Maybe you're somebody who's going to do maybe 2 hard-boiled eggs and do coffee with a 1 point or 2 points of creamer, and that's how you want to do your breakfast. It's going to be different for everyone.
Yeah, it's really sitting down and thinking about how you eat, like when you're hungry, when you will be satisfied.
So when I sit down to meal plan, because I typically do probably the majority of the meal plans because I typically do the majority of the grocery shopping because I am off on Mondays. So
we both weigh in. We'll talk about what do you want to do this week,
and sometimes we'll do it on the shopping on Saturdays too. So I mean, but a lot of times I will do it and go, hey, what do you want or what are you thinking? So what I do, I put it in my planner currently. But I wanted to give you an idea of what I do.
Yes. So usually this goes in our Commit 30
I've written down
planner.
a couple samples so you can just see it bigger. I just take this is a big Post-it pad.
I'll hold it.
You can get these staples if you want to get these. Kelly got these. These were from
work
years
ago.
They were pitching them out, and they were for something.
It's called a Genius Pad, and it's big, and
so
I love them.
I still have them. We still use them. So I thought I'm going to show you. So what I do, our week starts on a Saturday because that's when we weigh in. Maybe your week starts on a Monday. However you want to do this is up to you. You may still want to go Saturday to Friday. It's up to you. Do each day, and I do breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, dessert, and points. You may not have this in here. You may not have the snacks there. It's however you do it. You may be a person who doesn't even eat lunch. You may do a breakfast or brunch and a dinner person. Whatever's easiest for you. Okay. So I divide each up, and first thing I start is, and I fill in the things I know are going to be. I know breakfast is going to be like this. On Sundays, I will sometimes, more times than not, do a 4-point breakfast. And I know that. And I know that every other day is going to be 2 unless there's something special going on, and then it might be different. So I fill those in first. I fill in the things that I know right off the bat. If I know I'm having dinner with our friend Lori Wednesday, I'm going to go. Where are we going? I'm going to fill that in right off the bat if it's on my calendar. So I consult my calendar and see what's coming up.
And you know where we're going to eat.
Yes. Now, I already filled in what we did yesterday, so you can see what yesterday's was. Yesterday, we actually ate out twice because we were busy yesterday. So we did Chick-fil-A for lunch, so I filled that in. Chick-fil-A has chicken noodle soup. The cup is 3 points. The bowl is 5 points. I did the 6 nuggets, not the grilled. The grilled are a lot lower. If you like the grilled, you're going to get off better on points. I don't like the grilled. So I eat the regular. 6 of those are 4 SPs. We went higher pointage at Jason's Deli for dinner, and I did the turkey wrap for 9 and the blue corn chips for 7. So because of that, even though I always like my dessert, I did no dessert. And I just snack was an apple. I was walking at the zoo. Unfortunately, I got in about 14,000 steps yesterday. So that being said, I did 27 points. So I went over in points. That's fine. What I'm going to do.
Saturday.
It's a Saturday. I will
Generally,
recoup
that happens.
my goal. I mean, I could leave it and take it out of my weeklies. But my goal is if I can somewhere during this week save 1 or 2 points and roll that back in, I'm going to try to do that. If I don't, I don't. It's okay. Because it's not an overabundance of points that I went over. So now when I sit down to do the rest of my meal planning, I'll be cognizant of Saturday. So that'll kind of help me. And Sundays, I already know what I'm doing today. I'll fill that in. But I kind of wanted you to see my process. So today, I already know what I'm doing. So I'll get that filled in. And then my work week, I will just fall into place.
Just show them how that fleshes out.
This is my ugly chart. She does a nicer scroll out chart than I do. Mine's a little ugly. And then it all just fills in. And this is where I've if things change, I'll mark stuff out, change the points. And this kind of gives me an idea. Mm-hmm. And there's we're simple eaters. So, we really are not complicated eaters. And today I will share with you something I stumbled on at the store and I made a meal out of it. And actually I made 2 different meals out of similar product. So I was really proud of myself because it was simple, quick, and they were delicious. And they were 2 different days.
Yep.
So we'll share that.
Yeah.
But that's kind of how I approach it.
Yeah.
Now, I want you guys to give your tips below on how you meal plan and what you do and what works for you.
Because help each other out.
Help each other out.
Yeah.
This is just how I do it. It's not going to work for everybody like that. Maybe you're somebody who just goes off the grocery because you're going to do the same lunch every day.
And if you haven't seen some of our other videos, this is our cards.
Mm-hmm.
Can you pull out our cards? Oh, to help you.
Depends on where you put them.
We've reorged the kitchen again. So, if you haven't seen any of the other episodes about our meal planning cards, it's helpful, particularly if you're new, to. Did I move them?
Yes.
To create. So now she's gonna have to find them. I can't remember where I put them. Little pantry. Anyway, is getting a set of getting a set of index cards. And as you start to think about food, putting together meals and pointing them. So the whole goal is, if you know, and you can put them in lunch categories or dinner or crossover. For example,
this one is Emily Bites Beefy American Goulash.
Right.
I have it written down so I know what's in it. So if I want to go buy everything on it, I can pull my cart out, go to the grocery and buy all this.
Right. But we know, the reality is when you're meal planning, we know that this is 8 SP per serving.
Yes.
So I'm like, this is generally a dinner card. Or I can have it for lunch, but that's fine too. But I'm flipping through, I've already written all of these down. And that's, as a new person, new at this program, it's helpful to start writing down meals, putting together meals and pointing them
and
for yourself.
And there's really nothing crazy and exciting in these cards. They're
not
just
at all.
my normal preparations. Light yogurt. I mean, there's really nothing exciting.
Well, and we do restaurants like Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
I know in my head now how much it is. But then when I'm planning, I'm flipping through here and going, maybe I'll have a Chick-fil-A sandwich is 12 SP. Maybe we'll go to KFC and have a grilled chicken breast for 3 SP, green beans for 0, and mashed potatoes for 4, and that's 7 points.
Or maybe I'll have some Trader Joe's ciabatta rolls on hand, and I will make a tuna melt.
Yes.
By taking a pouch of tuna, which is free, the Trader Joe's ciabatta, which is 5.
Yep.
Taking a tablespoon of light Kraft mayo for 1 to mix my tuna up, and adding, and now I could add an egg for free if I wanted. See, I could add that in here because it wasn't on here because they had paid for it.
Right.
At the time.
Yes.
So then you make your thing, you make your tuna, put it on the ciabatta, put it in the toaster oven with the Kraft fat-free singles that are zero. Kraft doesn't make them.
Yes.
Walmart does now. They have a brand, so I think Meijer does too.
Yes.
Melt it on there, and with two of my chili lime Weight Watchers chips, or maybe the nacho chips, I can have a 9 SP tuna melt.
Right, and we even put like a, dessert in here. I mean, we have a Weight Watchers cobbler, which basically we know that it's going to be at 3SP. So it's really putting all of these things down so that when you're meal planning, it's almost like, I need to find a dessert that's 3SP. So I'm going to flip through here and look at my desserts. Or sometimes I have just favorites that I'm on to.
Well, the thing is, if you're really diligent, because I sometimes would be diligent about it, sometimes I'm not. What you really could do, honestly, is you could put these cards out on a table and arrange them in like a day and say, I'm going to repeat this day like twice.
Yes.
I'm going to do this day once, do this day once. Take a picture, meal plan.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, whatever's easiest to me. If you want something that's quick, and I don't want to spend time, maybe that's the way to do it, but you have to do some work on the front.
Yeah. And what I really liked about this, and then we did even a card that was 0 SP snacks. We made a list, like apples, bananas, grapes, sugar-free, Del Monte, I think it was fruit, but now that's pointed.
Yeah.
But, knowing really light 0 stuff, we would make just a list. I think it's important when you're sitting down to meal plan, especially, and I'm coming back to, especially if you're new on this program. Yeah. If you've been doing this a while, you figured a lot of this out. It does take some time. But this makes it easier to kind of know what's available to you point-wise. Because I think that's the overwhelming part. Because you don't know where to start. How do I know what's what? How do I figure out how much I can use for dinner, how much I can use for lunch? It's just sitting down and figuring that out. Looking online for recipes too. You have people on Instagram who are sharing meals and recipes, and they'll tell you the points. And it's like you just start to become really familiar with foods and their points on Weight Watchers, and that will help you.
And if you find someone does a food ID that you really like, scroll down. A lot of times they'll give you the breakdown of the points. Take a picture, and I'm going to go to the grocery store with the pictures I have. Yeah, I'm going to buy these things and make these items.
For instance, here's a perfect for instance. We were scanning brandies on Instagram, and when we go to Chick-fil-A, I'll usually get the Chick-fil-A sandwich, which is high. It's like 12 SP, I think.
Yeah.
So I was just like, she had the bowl of chicken noodle soup and the nuggets, and I was just like, oh, that's even lower than...
And it's more filling.
The
one sandwich and fruit.
And it's fantastic. Their chicken noodle soup is full of chicken and noodles. It's ridiculous. Yeah. And it's so much more satisfying and tasty to me because I get some nuggets. I get, four or six, depending on how many I want to pay for.
And we don't do... a bowl of soup. We don't do any dipping sauce. You could. We just do ask them for plain mustard and just dip it in plain mustard. It's delicious.
So, but by scrolling through and seeing that, I was like, I had no clue.
I'm gonna
try, and I screen grabbed it, and I was just like, I'm gonna go try that next time I go to Chick-fil-A.
Yeah,
I think we actually put it in to one of our meal plans one week and actually went and tried it.
Yeah, and that's what we do. And it actually was my lunch yesterday.
Yeah.
So, let me go through and share some of the stuff we have and some of my finds from the week.
Do you want to talk about this real quick?
Yeah. So we
had a lot of people ask us about, because we mentioned it last week, which is the Commit 30 planner, and it's a habit tracker basically, and it's Commit. We got it online. It's commit30.com. They did not send us. They're not paying us. We just
through Instagram, scrolling through Instagram, and our friend Lori bought one.
I was like, I'm gonna try this. Yeah. So. What we generally do is because there's a monthly, what I do like, and I showed you last week, is the actual commitment part of it, which is, this part where you have a goal, and then here's a goal that you're, like I'm saying I'm tracking every day, and there's my stickers for tracking every day. And this is just reminding me that my goal is weight loss here and what the steps I'm taking to get there. But then there's a monthly planner, and then this is where we meal plan, is within the weekly. Like, this is getting ready to have
because it's
breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So that's kind of where. So I can flip at any time during the day and go, oh yeah, I'm having this for dinner tonight.
So, I mean, there's people who'd use this for their work day or whatever, but we've opted just to use that
As a
for
meal
just
planner.
a meal planner.
Yeah.
So this doesn't need to be my calendar. It's just going to be my meal planner and my habit
This
tracker.
is brand new. So this was my first week for meal planning, and I had all these stickers in there, and I'm like, I really don't need the stickers. I'm just going to write directly in here because I'm only using it for meal planning. So that's what the weekly portion became for me. So if you're interested in this planner, take a look at it online and see what you think.
This is the compact size.
Compact
it's not
size.
There's a larger one.
And it's the weekly one, I believe. It's not the fitness journal.
It's not the daily. It's the weekly.
And because it has a monthly and a weekly planner in it. And they're on Instagram too, under Commit 30. And check out their Instagram too. I mean, they have a lot of people use their, these things in different ways. This is just how I'm figuring out how to use it to help me. And like next month, I have tracking as my goal this week, and I'm getting my check marks every day this month. So next month, I'll probably, I keep thinking on what I want my next goal to be, and I'm not sure what it's going to be yet.
I'm not going to worry about it now.
I'm not going to worry about it yet. I'm going to worry about this one. So, so far I really like it. I enjoy using it. It's been super helpful. So we'll see, it's one of those things, every time you get a planner, it's always trying to find a way. And this isn't really what I consider, I don't really use, I use the monthly thing to write things in as a calendar, but more so for me, this is the habit part, tracker part, and the meal planning.
It really has become
You got to figure out how you want to use something like that.
Yep.
Okay, so you want to talk about some recipes,
well,
right?
We posted our top 5 must-haves food-wise on Instagram, and people responding below. Lots of people responding below.
It was awesome because there were some great ideas of like must-haves that I don't have as in my, in my
one
daily.
of them was the Wassa crackers. Now, I was kind of checking out the Wassa crackers, and the rye ones are easy to find, and I like rye. But you get 2 crackers for 2 points. With this 7-grain, you get 3 crackers for 2 points.
And they're big.
So the only way I was able to find
like
these,
this big.
They were that wide. Yeah. So the only way I was able to find them was on Amazon.
Yeah.
So I ordered them, and thank you, Amazon, once again. And
they're great with
egg salad.
Egg salad.
Egg salad.
We love egg salad.
So needless to say, egg salad will be on the lunch meal menu plan for this week. An egg salad with some Wassa crackers, and who knows, maybe a little side salad, who knows, I'll figure it out. But okay, so those, lovely.
Yeah.
Also want to share, I think we've shared these
we have.
The Quest chips. I haven't tried the ranch ones yet, but a friend of mine, her daughter loves the ranch ones, so I'm going to try them.
I love the nacho cheese.
We typically buy the nacho. I will say they are 3 points. Now I'm hemming and hawing. I'm double checking. I think it's 3. And there's quite a lot in the bag.
It has a nice, I think
to me they taste like a Dorito. What I like about them is they're low carb. So if I'm trying to really kind of watch my carbs as well, if I'm having bread and a sandwich, 3 points for a big bag. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
If I'm having these, I like to be really careful.
Yeah.
And if I can sub these out for maybe a chip that's got carbs in it, then I try to if I can.
Yeah.
And I like them. And like I said, you can get these Vitamin Shop. If you don't have a Vitamin Shop in your neighborhood, actually $1 cheaper is Amazon.
Yeah. They're not cheap, so we don't get them all all the time.
No.
I get them when I get a craving for them because
Yes.
they're really good.
Yes.
This is new.
I am one of these people who needs turmeric in my life because I have inflammation, and I think a lot of people do. So one of the things I stumbled on was a ginger turmeric herbal tea. It's Trader Joe's. I shared a Trader Joe's white tea last week, the pomegranate one, which is delicious. And this one is wonderful. You don't get the turmeric taste, which I like because I don't like turmeric taste in my tea. You get that ginger and you get some citrus, and it's a really lovely flavor. So if you need something like that, try Trader Joe's. It's really, really good. I would not have imagined it was an herbal tea. Who knew? So it is really good, just so you know.
Because when I hear the phrase herbal tea, I always think dirt. It probably tastes like dirt.
No, it's really, really good. And I could definitely, it's one of those things I would love. For me, it's like an evening tea.
Yeah.
Where that white pomegranate's one that's great in the morning or great during the day. This is a nice evening tea. Okay. Now, when I was shopping at Kroger, I stumbled on this new item. I was just in our new...
I think we shared this, but I don't think we shared it with the meal.
I don't think we shared it. I didn't think we shared it.
I thought we shared it.
We may have. So I was in Kroger, and our new big giant Kroger, mind you, and I saw, I'm like, they make reduced calorie pasta. It's 1 point less than my Barilla whole grain. So I thought, you know what? I'm a girl who likes to save a point when she can. So I bought it. It's penne. I bought the penne. I bought the spaghetti too, and it's 1 less point too. So what I did
is we got 2 meals out of this.
Yes, and we have
penne.
2 of these because we don't like to mix our food because we both want to make sure you're getting your serving.
Your serving. We don't want to have to say you got more.
Yeah. You could.
I can get ugly
if you're making for other people. You could totally double this if you're like cooking for 2 and do a big pie plate instead of the 2.
But if you're like, no, I think you're going to take more of my food.
Yeah. Well, that
individual plate.
And I don't want to eat too much because my points are high.
Yes.
So we're very cognizant of that.
Yes.
So I took 2.5 ounces of this
in the casserole. We got the casserole dish.
Hold on, I've got it right here for me.
Yep.
I wrote it down. 2.5 ounces is 5 SPs.
Yes.
So I boiled it.
Yes.
Yay me.
Yep.
After I boiled and drained it,
yep.
Put it back in the pot. And then I added
Prego.
Bertolli.
Bertolli. Oh, the other one's the Prego.
Yeah, the Prego. This is the Bertolli. They make a reduced fat Alfredo.
Yes.
So I took a half a cup. How much is half a cup for this one?
It is half a cup Alfredo. You didn't write it down.
Oh,
why didn't you write it down? Sister.
I think it's the exact same thing. It's 2 SPs.
Oh,
it's
okay.
2 SPs.
Okay, that's why.
It's the same thing as a Prego.
Yep.
So 2 SPs.
Yep.
Put that half a cup in, mixed in the penne.
Yes.
Then I took a pouch of tuna, which is 0 SP.
Show them which one that is. That's a 70 calories
It's
in
the
water.
70 calorie one, the light tuna. Now what I did was we drain our tuna. It's still in a pouch, but we still drain it and dry it.
We dry it. It helps with flavor, trust me.
And we flake it, and then I put that in, mix it in.
Yep.
Then I drained some peas. Put a half a cup of peas in.
Yes.
Heaping half a cup because I love peas. Mix it all in. Pop it in here.
Yep.
Take a free 1/4 of a cup and a free sprinkling of the Trader Joe's fat-free feta on top. Bake for like 10-15 minutes. Yum!
Delicious.
At like 350.
Yes.
And it's what? 9 points.
Yes.
9 points.
Yes. So then we took the same pasta.
Yes. Say your 2.5 ounces again for 5 points.
And did another version.
And half a cup.
Yes.
Of the Prego, low calorie.
Yep.
Mix it in.
Yep.
Cut up. 15. I didn't pull out of the fridge. I'm sorry.
Didn't pull out pepperoni.
15 Hormel turkey pepperonis. Cut them up in 4. Put it's 1 point. Pretty much, 1 point.
Yep.
Mixed it in.
Yes.
And I did something you might find weird, and you don't have to do. But we
love corn and everything. It's great on pizza, trust me.
In Italy, they served corn on the pizzas. Yes. You could get corn on your pizza. Just saying.
So maybe
just try it.
We put a 1/4 a cup of corn.
We just put a 1/4 cup of the corn.
Yeah.
I'd do a half cup next because it was delicious. Mix the corn and drain. After you drain it, measure your corn in. Mix it in. Put it in the baker with the mozzarella and some feta sprinkling if you'd like. I did the 1/4 cup of the mozzarella.
Salty of the feta.
Bake.
Bake.
So good. 2 individual casseroles.
And basically it's using that
9
same
points.
key component, which is that low fat, low calorie pasta.
Yeah, they're both of them came out 9 points.
Yep.
And were easy peasy, and they were so good.
And very different flavors. Like, it's almost like we kind of repeated. I mean, we kind of had a tuna casserole, and we kind of had an Italian casserole.
But you had the white sauce and you had the red sauce.
So it was really just changing up kind of the same meal.
You know it'd be really good to do 1/4 a cup of the white, 1/4 a cup of the red, and do like a what do they call that? Like a vodka sauce?
Yeah. Ooh,
mix that in. Yeah. Maybe use some sausage crumbles, the light turkey sausage crumbles.
But see, that's one of the ways.
Mix it up.
We are not what I call cooks. We know how to cook. We like easy, simple foods, unless somebody else is making it for us. Basically, it's like we will find a base and we'll change things up. We will find a base food. Like another thing we really like is the ciabattas at Trader Joe's. I might take that ciabatta and cut it open and make a pizza. Like literally put some sauce on it and some pepperoni.
Contadina sauce is very low.
Very
it's a
low.
squeeze bottle. Walmart carries it. Kroger carries it.
And then the Hormel turkey pepperoni and some fat-free cheese and put it in the toaster oven.
Yum.
That's a little pizza.
And it's a little less time-consuming than the 2-ingredient dough, which not every night do I want to do with that.
Right. So it's like that's ways to do pizza
quickly.
But That's the quicker version versus the 2-ingredient dough. So it's like, it's finding things that you love and foods that you love and finding ways to prepare them and replacing certain things, like replacing that real pasta with something that's reduced calorie and very tasty.
Because I know I'm going to get this question, I'm going to go through the amounts real quick on these. 2.5 ounces, 5 SPs, and that's the reduced calorie. Half a cup of the Bertolli reduced fat, 2 SPs. 1 pouch of the 70-calorie tuna.
Water, 0.
Half a cup peas,
0.
1/4 of a cup shredded fat-free mozzarella, 0. Just a sprinkling of the fat-free feta is 0. Done.
Yep.
Next one. 2.5 ounces of the pasta. Yum. Half a cup of the Prego. 2 points. Low-calorie Prego. Turn around, do a half a cup or 1/4 of a cup of the corn if you choose to add corn. 0. Turkey pepperoni. 15 of the Hormel came up for me at 1 point. Cut them into fourths. Mix it all in, or use sausage crumbles and
Whatever
substitute
you want to
whatever
do.
point.
That's, play with it.
9 points.
Yeah.
I mean, you can make this work. I mean, just find things that you just want to try and have fun with it.
They're real simple, quick meals. You know, some people do more elaborate cooking.
I don't.
We do occasionally when we're in the mood, but we have to be in the mood.
And I tell you, it's not often that I am.
Sometimes we're not.
Honestly. When it comes down to it, I'm just not really that fussy about food.
I'm a food preparer, not a cook.
And we're just not fussy about it. I
No.
mean, if it's good, it's good. I mean, I'm not.
But I think that's the key, that you're saying if it's good, it's good. Please eat things and find things that you like and you're satisfied and happy with.
If you don't
because
like
if
it,
you don't
eat it.
You will never feel happy on this plan and changing your life if you feel like you're eating garbage. If you feel like you're eating things you do not, you will be miserable. It's like, perfect example. It's like doing Atkins and cutting out carbs and you hate life. I'm sorry.
And you're mean, like you're like me.
I've been there, done that, and I wanted to kill people.
But some people are fine with it.
some
I have
people
a
are.
friend who does extremely well
Yes,
on that, and that
but
works great for her.
If you're cranky because you feel like you're eating cardboard and you hate life, you have
Maybe you need to rethink.
You have to
If
find
you love
things
it,
you like.
Great.
Yes, find ways to substitute things, and sometimes you have to have the real thing, like peanut butter. I will not skimp on peanut butter. I don't eat the real peanut butter anymore, but I eat Jif Whips.
That's as far as we're willing to go.
That's as far as I'm willing to go because powdered peanut butter I do not like.
Although, some of those powdered peanut butters may have come a long way. We might want to try one of those.
Maybe.
I've seen some new ones that come out. Maybe it's worth trying it.
But you have to, don't force yourself to do powdered peanut butter because you feel like you have to because of the points. Find maybe another alternative or eat the reduced fat or the real thing and have a smaller portion of it. You have to love what you eat.
You do.
You do. So really make efforts to do that because that makes
because you'll quit.
This makes life
Honestly,
easier.
you'll quit if you don't like what you're eating.
Yes.
That's what it comes down to.
It does. Because you want this to be something you're going to do forever, and you are. That's the goal.
And you notice one of the things in our meeting that came up.
Yeah. We are going running on 37
We
minutes.
are. Oh, well, let me just say this. You know, we're talking about our meeting. She's like, our leader's like, hey, man, you're here for life. And you know what? She's right.
We're here for life.
I'm there for life. I don't care. Either I'm paying for it or I'm getting to go finish my goal weight and I'm getting it for free. I'm there for life.
Yeah.
And I'm choosing to be there for life. And I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong to commit with something for life if it makes you happy.
So that's our tips for starting, especially if you're new, starting this plan off. It's daunting at first, I know. It was daunting for us too. We were like, really? This is so hard. But it will get easier. It will get easier. You will find a groove. You will learn things. You will be the expert.
We need to
people
wrap
come
this up
to.
because now that you brought it to my attention, I'm watching the fact that we're almost 40 minutes in.
I'm sorry. We ran really long.
But it was important stuff.
Yes.
And maybe next week, we'll share some actual days, like meal days that we did during the week.
We just really wanted to, I know there's new people sitting in the seats and you're overwhelmed. You know,
Don't be.
I understand. We've been there, done that. Understand. So if we can help, we will. So we will see you all next week.
Yep.
Hopefully I will find that 3 points that she lost and I didn't. The 3 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
I need to find it. So we will see you next week.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.